We'll go now to Steve in Presque Isle, Maine, listening on WEGP. Steve, thank you so much for being with us here on Catholic Answers Live.
Thank you, Cy. And Jimmy, good to talk to you again. I haven't talked to you in months. My question is, I'm looking over an obituary of a person here in Presque Isle, or Lewiston, Maine, actually, who was a devout Roman Catholic. In his lifetime, he was a Eucharistic minister.
Okay.
Now, he has 9 children and 25 grandchildren. What is a Eucharistic minister? What kind of position is that in the church?
Well, it's a misnomer. That's not a term that the church uses in its official documents. The proper term is minister of Holy Communion, and that's a person who distributes communion at Mass. And there are 2 types of ministers of Holy Communion. The first type are ordinary ministers of Holy Communion, and that would be people like a priest or a deacon or a formally instituted acolyte, of which there are not very many, not these days anyway in the Latin Rite. Then there are what are known as extraordinary ministers of Holy Communion, and that's unless this guy was a deacon, then that's probably what they mean. They probably mean that he was an extraordinary minister of Holy Communion. And extraordinary ministers are people who are typically lay people. I mean, they would be lay people, but typically they're just ordinary lay people. They're not like in religious orders, for example. And they also distribute Holy Communion at Mass. The reason they're called extraordinary is because they're used and are meant to be used on a somewhat extraordinary basis. That is, they shouldn't be used in preference to the ordinary ministers like priests and deacons. So if your parish has enough priests and deacons to distribute Holy Communion in a reasonable amount of time to the people coming for communion, then you should use the priests and deacons first. But if there are so many people, and frankly, this is true in a lot of American Catholic parishes, if there's so many people coming that it would unduly prolong the distribution of communion, then lay people can be deputized to serve Holy Communion on what's known as an extraordinary basis. Extraordinary in this case doesn't mean that they don't do it regularly, because if you've got, a lot of people coming to a Mass, then they may need extraordinary ministers of Holy Communion on a regular basis. But it does mean that they're not to be used in preference to the ordinary ministers who may be available.
Okay, Steve?
Thank you, Jimmy.
Sure thing.